I promised you guys that I was going to do a video to explain how you can use mandrake root or mandrake root powder or mandrake root oil, excuse me, in your witchy practice or hoodoo practice. I have a bunch of information that I have in my homemade Book of Shadows and my binders that I've shown you in previous videos of mine. There's a lot of information that I have, so I'm just going to dive in. I'm tired. I started dozing off and I thought, well, this is the third night I've attempted to do this and I ended up getting too tired. So I'm just going to dive in, and we're going to start off with the history, facts, and folklore. And after that, we're going to go into, and there's a lot here under this, then we're going to go into how to use mandrake plant in magical practices. And after that, I believe I have another section of information that I was going to share with you on the mandrake root. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I'll apologize for that now. But let's just dive in and, see how far we get. Okay, mandrake, history, facts, and folklore. An infamous herb of ancient origins. Some of the earliest accounts from ancient Mesopotamia date back as far as 2000 BCE. The plant is also mentioned in the Old Testament in the book of Genesis and the Song of Solomon. It was said that King Solomon wore a portion of the root in his ring to give him power over jinn. Hebrew and Arabic names for the plant refer to it as the burning, or devil's lamp. It was believed to glow at night with an otherworldly flame. Greek mythology places this plant in the mythic gardens of Hecate, I hope I'm pronouncing these right, and Medea. It was said to have grown from the fluid that spilled from Prometheus's liver. Discorides in this famous first century Materia Medica outlines the plant's uses in surgery based on its sleep-inducing properties. Ancient Romans knew the plant and were well aware of its pain-relieving and aesthetic qualities. Small amounts of the plant were taken before battle as stimulants. It was also given to crucifixion victims to ease their suffering and thereby prolong their death. Earlier knowledge of this plant was preserved in Christian monasteries. Records found in Benedictine monastery from the 9th century document continued medical use. An ancient form of anesthetic that utilized the inebriating and pain-relieving effects of plants like mandrake and henbane, along with opium and other ingredients. The volatile liquids of the plants, shh, quiet baby, of the plants were soaked up by small sponges to store the liquid once it dried. When ready for use, the moistened sponge was placed beneath the nose of the patient and inhaled to benefit from its anesthetic effects. The earliest records of the sponges were found as far back as ancient Egypt. The use of magical roots carved into humanoid shapes to house spirits may have originated in Northern Europe in the form of alraun. Combining medieval alchemical concepts of the homunculus with the mythology of the mandrake and its Germanic counterpart, the alraun. Much of the lore surrounding the use of the mandrake in the creation or the plant spirit familiar comes from the Middle Ages. Originally, in northern traditions, the alraun would have referred to any root with a humanoid shape. In the Middle Ages, it was thought that these root fetishes were given to witches by the devil to aid them in their workings. The mandrake gained an infamous reputation in connection to magic and witchcraft from medieval herbalists combining the Greco-Roman mythology with existing plant traditions. Celtic origins relating to the word rune It refers to mystery and magic. In the Germanic language, words Alrun, Alruna, or Alrun are synonymous with witch and witchcraft. Accusations of witchcraft and possession of such an object carried a death sentence by the 16th century. Alruna is the name of the Valkyrie in Norse tradition related to the crossroads. Let's see. Northern traditions. Any root of appropriate size and shape may be used either naturally or anthropomorphic or carved to resemble a figure. Common roots used were dandelion, bryony, thistle, and even some tree roots. The body of the root acts as a vessel for the spirit. Ritual preparations are made to bring the spirit into the fetish, and regular offerings are made to keep it active. The vessel is known as mannequin, mandragore, or alroun. It is treated like an honored ancestor. The mannequin acts as a spirit familiar. Acts as a spirit familiar, protector, and teacher. The fetish and its spirit were often passed down through the generations, maintaining the original spirit contract. They are often stored in a coffin-like box, which is stored in a secret place, as the mannequin should always remain unseen. And then it explains how to make your mannequin. One of the foundational texts outlining traditional witchcraft is specifically practiced in the UK. Paul Hewson is a well-known writer on the topic of historical witchcraft practices. Mastering Herbalism is another book by Hewson that is highly recommended for anyone interested in traditional herbal magic. Let's see. Majestalus, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a term used in classical witchcraft to refer to the familiar spirit. In this context, it is synonymous with during this time, the parts of the root that are carved will heal over. With regular offerings and invocation, the plant spirit is empowered and called into the root. At the end of the lunar cycle, the root is dug up and allowed to dry, which is a slow process that can take a couple months. It's traditionally appropriate to fumigate the drying root with the smoke of a flame. Caring for the mannequin. Once the root itself is completed, the ritual process of enlivening the root begins. In a kind of baptismal rite, the root is named and dedicated, often anointed with special oils. The root itself is stored in a secret place, kept away from wandering eyes. In traditional craft, it would have been kept close to the hearth, the center of the home. Many practitioners fashion a coffin-like box or other vessel that can also be enchanted with spells of protection and empowerment and marked with sacred symbols. It could also be kept in a wooden bowl where offerings of oil, blood, milk, or honey can be sprinkled over the root. Some kind of cloth or shroud is also used to wrap and protect the root when it's being stored. And there's a female and there's a male to the mandrake. Okay, I think I'm going to skip the rest of this. I'll try to link a hyperlink in the subject box below if you want to read more about that. That's something that I'm not interested in using in my practice, that particular use of how to use it. So now I'm going to go into how I am interested in my practice in using mandrake plant or root. The mandrake plant is commonly used by witches because of its magical abilities. This plant provides solution to almost every problem, but unfortunately it can't be easily gotten. Although the mandrake is a very useful plant in rituals, users are advised to use it moderately because excess quantity of the extract can be very poisonous. The following are some of the uses for the mandrake plant. Against the evil eye. Mandrake plant is known to have a strong smell. Witches believe that this smell can repel the evil eyes. You can also add the leaves and powder of the mandrake extract to your amulets to give it extra power. You can use it for prosperity. You can spray some mandrake powder on your bills and your wallet to attract money. Also, on a full moon night, you can sprinkle mandrake extracts on your amulet and place it in your wallet. This will bring more money and luck to you. Mandrake's used for spell enhancers. Extracts of the mandrake plant can be used to enhance spells and rituals. You can also use it to cleanse and consecrate the ritual item. Using mandrake enhances the effectiveness of the spell. You can use it for protection. Place a dried mandrake root on the mantelpiece in your home to prevent demons from entering the house, but bring happiness and prosperity to your home. Also, you can take the mandrake root and place it in a small bag with a stone and bury it under the door of your house. The house will be monitored and protected. For personal protection, you can sprinkle mandrake extract or oil on your protection amulets. You can also mix powdered husk with a few drops of mandrake extract, then roll a white candle over the mixture and create a circle around the candle. Thereafter, light the candle and cast a protection spell. You can use mandrake for clairvoyance. If you wish to increase your clairvoyance and psychic abilities, then you can ingest a small amount of the plant extract. Although the chemical composition of this plant is highly poisonous, so any oral intake is not recommended. To enhance your communications with the spirits, use a small pinch of crete and powdered mandrake and 2 mastic resins. For fertility, you can use mandrake. It's believed that if a woman slips a baby-shaped mandrake root underneath her pillow, it makes her conceive. The berries as well as the root are used in charms to increase fertility. You can use mandrake for love attraction spells. The mandrake plant is an aphrodisiac. You can perform love and relationship spells using the mandrake plant. Items needed for this, for the attraction spell, would be vanilla, mandrake, extract, musk, candle, pen, paper, and or you could use underwear as well. In this particular practice, you would spray a few drops of the mandrake extract on a pair of clean underwear, make a mixture of vanilla, mandrake, and musk, roll the candle over the mixture, write down your desires for the relationship on a piece of paper, place the candle on the underwear, and light it up. Read out what you wrote on the paper, then burn the paper. Let the paper burn on a plate next to the candle. Scatter the ashes in the wind and bury the remains of the candle with the underwear. After following these steps, be hopeful that your love and relationship desires will be granted within 9 days. But if it doesn't, wait for 1 month before repeating this ritual. Boy, you're just crabby as something else tonight, aren't you, Zoe? Yeah, use crabby. In conclusion, it's important to note that mandrake plant contains tropane alkaloids, which are poisonous, so excessive internal consumption are highly, highly discouraged. The use of higher doses of mandrake extracts can cause delirium, madness, and death. Okay, and then I have more information. Mandrake is a very powerful herb in love magic and certainly one of the most deadliest roots that resemble a phallus or believed to possess great aphrodisiac qualities, and were at one time the main ingredient used in witches' love potions, despite their highly toxic properties. Extreme caution should always be exercised while using any part of the mandrake in potions or oils or anything like that, because you don't want it to absorb through your skin. Brews, tinctures, never internally take mandrake. It is a highly toxic plant, and misuse of it can result in sickness, delirium, or slow agonizing death. Mandrake has been used to invoke various deities and is considered to enhance creativity. Ingestion of minute prepared potions is reputed to enhance psychic awareness and abilities, and when used properly in magical spells, mandrake is used to increase sexual desire. Again, I have to urge, for the safety of everybody, do not take it internally in any way, shape, or form. A whole mandrake root placed on the mantle in the home will give the house protection, fertility, and prosperity. Mandrake is also hung on the headboard for protection during your sleep, and carried to attract love and worn to prevent contraction of illness. excuse me, the root can be carried by women who want to conceive and men who want to cure impotency. Where there is mandrake, demons cannot reside, and so the root is used many times in exorcisms. To activate a dried mandrake root, or to bring its powers out of hibernation, place it in some prominent location in the house, leave it there undisturbed for 3 days. Then place it in warm water and leave it overnight. Afterwards, the root is activated and may be used in any magical practice. The water in which the root has bathed can be sprinkled at the windows and doors of your house to protect it, or onto people to purify them. The mandrake has also long served as a puppet in image magic, but its extreme scarcity and high cost usually forces the magician and the witch to look for substitutes. Ash roots, apples, the root of bryony, the American May apple, and many others have been used in place of mandrake. Money placed beside a mandrake root, especially silver coins, are said to double, and the scent of the mandrake causes sleep. A piece of the root immersed in a chalice of water and set in a moonlight each night until the moon becomes full creates moon water, which is used in purification and lunar rituals. Mandrake also plays a part in several very potent sex magic rituals. A mandrake root that is soaked every Friday in a bowl of white wine and carried in a charm bag made of red silk and velvet will give its possessor great sexual potency and make him or her attractive to the opposite sex. A mandrake root placed underneath a bed pillow will arouse passion between two lovers, even if one is indifferent. A tiny particle of powdered female mandrake leaf added to a cup of red wine for passionate lovemaking, or white wine for romantic love, is said to be a powerful witch's aphrodisiac. Remember, this plant, everything about it is very highly poisonous. Many gypsies carry a piece of mandrake with them, either on their person or in their vardo. It is first and foremost a protection amulet, but in addition it can be a positive love amulet. Take the piece of mandrake, hold it in the smoke of a wood fire onto which alder or juniper twigs have been thrown. Turn the mandrake root in the smoke and chant the following: Yek Dui Trin, which means 1, 2, 3. Yek Dui Trin, 1, 2, 3. Let my luck from here begin, protect and keep me all my days, and bring true love in all the ways. Let my heart so joyful be. Shundik te rig dre z. Hear, see, and bear in mind. Place the piece of mandrake in a green silken bag, which can be hung from around your neck. The mandrake root grows naturally to resemble a human figure. The American mandrake is not related to the European variety, but can be substituted magically with good results. All varieties are poisonous, so they should not be taken internally, ever. Mandrake has a large brown root, like a parsnip, running 2 to 3, 4 feet into the ground. The root is thick and is frequently forked like 2 legs. It has a short stem topped by ovate leaves. Its fruit consists of orange-colored fleshy berries, and another species of the mandrake flowers in the winter on the island of Rhodes and has beautiful mauve and mauve-white blossoms. The fruit are golden red love apples, ripens in May. The mandrake is sometimes phosphorescent and has a pale light glowing at night. Legend goes, harvesting the mandrake had its own perils. While the glow made it easy to find, the herb shrank back when touched, and just touching it could be fatal. So the root collectors would dig carefully around it until only a small portion of the root remained buried. Then they would tie a black dog to the plant with a cord and walk away. Of course, the dog would pull the root out to go towards its master and die as a result, but in exchange for the dog's death, it was believed that the master obtained the infallible charm against demons. After the plant had been freed from the earth, it could be used safely for medicinal purposes. Almost done, guys. The mandrake, a potent herb that can kill, has also been regarded as an important source of therapeutic medicines. In ancient times, it was used as both a narcotic and an aphrodisiac, and as late as the Middle Ages, a dose of the oddly shaped root was given to patients as a narcotic before surgery. It was also taken to induce love that would lead to pregnancy and to aid soothing sleep. The locations that the mandrake grows are shady forests on the banks of rivers and streams where sunlight does not penetrate. This plant can be found in southern European countries such as Italy and Spain, but is also found in North African countries such as Morocco and Tunisia. How to get the mandrake root. The mandrake's a very powerful plant, and harvesting the root was a difficult task. It just kind of recaps what we've already read. The mandrake oil is used to purify and anoint candles and rituals. It's used as an enhancer of encourage, love, and personal power. Mandrake plant is used for protection against evil forces and exorcisms. Due to its smell, it can be used in production of ritual perfumes. If you slip a mandrake root shaped like a baby underneath a woman's pillow, it makes her conceive. If you carry a mandrake root shaped like a woman in your pocket, it can help to attract your desired lover. Mandrake root can be used to resolve woes, and grind some dry mandrake root, after which you can use it as a powder for some of your spells, and or you can make mandrake root oil, which I showed you in my video. So that about covers it, you guys, and I appreciate you being with me and spending time with me tonight. I hope that gives you information to try and work with mandrake root safely. You might want to wear gloves, rubber gloves, or something like that, just so that it doesn't absorb into your skin and your blood capillaries. So, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next video. Have a great day. Blessings.